2021. What's good, y'all? What's good? So, y'all getting ready to graduate high school. You have a lot of options. You don't know where to look. You don't know where to apply. You're feeling overwhelmed. Guess what? I've been there, done that. So, I'm going to help you make a smart decision for your life. So, stay tuned. So, what's the norm? Typically, in an American family, we're given three options after graduating high school. One, go to some big university that none of us can afford. Two, go to the military. Or three, go directly into the workforce. And everything that you've been told are like lies. Those are not the only options for you. And I've learned through experience that is much more out there if you just take the time to do your research. But I'm going to help you with that. So, what did I do? After graduating high school, I decided that I was going to go to a university. Why did I go to a university? For all the wrong reasons. I wanted to get away from my family. I wanted to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. I wanted to party. I wanted to go out and have the college experience. I didn't go to better myself. I didn't go because I really wanted to learn or obtain this degree. I wanted to go for all the wrong reasons, to have fun, to get out, and to be free. But the consequences of that I'm still paying for now. So what were those consequences? Well, I had to take out a student loan because I did not have a high enough ACT score to get a full ride. I got an 18, and let me tell you guys, I am not a test taker. Like, I hate standardized tests, and I believe that they are not capable of defining your intellect. So I got an 18, and I had like $2,500 left for the semester, and so I had to take out a loan. And let me tell y'all about loans. It doesn't matter if you don't get a job with that degree, or you didn't finish at that school, or whatever circumstance you may have, you still have to pay that back when they won't pay money back. And ain't no debating about that. So that was one of the consequences. I wasted time because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what I wanted to major in, and I just went there to have fun. And I wasted time. I could have been doing something more productive. And I ended up coming home. And in the midst of me coming home, I ended up finding out about a community college in my city. And it was the best decision for me, you all. Like, from my personal experiences, universities, they don't care about students. They don't care that you have to take or retake a class multiple times. As long as you're putting money in their pockets, they'll let you retake a class as much and as many times as you need to. But if, like with my experience with a community college, the professors there are much more understanding, they're more flexible, and they want you to understand the material. They don't want you to fail. They want you to go on to the next class and the next class and then eventually graduate. They don't want you staying there for years to get a degree. They want you to get your 2 years and dip. Another good thing I learned about going to a community college is that 9 times out of 10 is free in your FAFSA, whether it's grants, scholarships will most likely cover a community college tuition. You don't have to worry about room and board. You don't have to worry about a meal plan. And that money you could be saving. That's money that you and your parents could be saving. And it's so much better than going to a big university. And what I learned from going to community college is that if you have like a certain GPA, you keep your grades up, and once you get your associates and whatever that is, you can transfer to a university in those next 2 years and get a full ride, no debt, and an understanding on the material that you need. And you can still get that college experience later. So my point in bringing all that to you all is, what is your reason for going off to school? Are you going because your parents want you to be a doctor, a lawyer, a chemist in my case? What is your reason for going? Are you going to, have freedom and fly your wings? You see what I'm saying? What is your reason for going? And if you're not going for the right reason, then if you can, stay at home. I have the type of parents that allow me to stay at home and figure things out. So if you have the parents that, yeah, y'all may not always get along, yeah, you want more freedom, but enjoy the time that you can at home to be able to figure out what it is that you want to do, and you'll have a head start compared to many other people. And let me tell y'all, this was the smartest decision that I had made in those 2 years of going to school. Let me tell you why. The cost of going to a university it's like twice the amount of going to a community college. Community colleges only charge you for tuition. They don't charge you for room and board. They don't charge you for a meal plan. All you have to pay is tuition. And it's much cheaper if you do in-state community college. And 9 times out of 10, when you complete your FAFSA, the money that you get, the grants, the scholarships, will more than likely cover the cost of your tuition, therefore possibly resulting in, that's right, a refund. Cha-ching. And that's one of the things that I was able to experience going to a community college. I was able to get a nice sum of refunds to be able to pay for my books, do other things, and that's free money. Money that I didn't have to pay back. Money that I did not owe Sally Mae. If I wanted to get some sneakers, I could get some sneakers. If I wanted some Chipotle, I could get some Chipotle thanks to that refund. Another plus is the faculty. The faculty at a community college, with my experience, is much more genuine, caring, and just on fire for teaching. They actually want you to retain the information. The classrooms are small. You don't just swipe your badge in and you're just some number like you are at a university. No, they want to know you. The classrooms are small. Most of my general ed classes at this community college had no more than 20 people and one professor, and that professor knew every student's name. They were flexible. They were willing to work with you. If you didn't understand, they had multiple office hours, a positive attitude, and it was much more pleasant than going to the university. When I needed help, my professor really didn't know my name. They really didn't have time. They were more irritable, and it was just a terrible experience. But at a community college, they care. They care. They want you to pass. They don't want you to take the same course over and over again, even if that means they don't make as much money from you, unlike a university. And that was one of my experiences going there. Another thing is that when you first go to a university, those first 2 years, for some people like myself, are unnecessarily hard. General ed classes, say like English, 1010, they make unnecessarily hard. So that people got to retake the class and there's more money in their pocket. But when I took like those same general ed classes that I had to retake at a community college, it was much easier. They took their time over the topics. They wanted you to be engaged in discussions. They would ask questions, and they would really want to help better you and help you retain the information. And so I really believe that community colleges help prepare you to transition those next 2 years into a university. Like I said, it's cheaper. They do not accept loans. And you can still get that college experience later. Like universities and parties and living on campus, that's always going to be there. But I strongly recommend that if you're graduating high school, go to a community college those first 2 years. And you will not regret it. You'll learn whatever it is that you need to learn. And you can transfer to university. And depending on your GPA, if it's high enough, they will give you a full ride. So it wouldn't matter if you got an 18 on your ACT score. Community colleges give you the chance to be able to test out of that, and you can take those classes. You don't have to take those whatever they're called, the remedial classes, because of your ACT score. And even if you didn't take that route, you wouldn't have to worry about taking that alone or being behind on graduating. It wouldn't have that same effect on you as it would a university would, because when I went to this university, I got an 18 on my ACT score. I had to take some math remedial class and some English remedial class. Now, while sometimes those can be helpful, those put you behind on graduating. You cannot take the classes that you actually need towards your degree to be able to graduate. So because I had to take those 2 classes and I was ill-advised, I was behind like 2 years on graduating. You see what I'm saying? I had to take like calculus, but I couldn't take calculus until I took this math remedial class, which put me like a semester behind. And I couldn't take the regular gen ed English until I passed this remedial class. So that put me behind. It costs money. It doesn't count towards your degree, and it's really unnecessary. And my school didn't allow me to be able to test out of that. So I was already behind. I was going to be in school longer. They will be getting more money because I took out a loan with them. So I'm hoping you guys follow that side rant. So that is why I'm so adamant About you all going to community college. And just stay at home if you can. If you have family members that's willing to support you, to let you stay home and figure things out, stay at home. I'm begging you, I'm pleading you. It's so much easier. You won't be in debt. You won't have to worry about how you're paying off your loans, or if anybody will let you take out a loan in the future because you couldn't pay back the first one that you took out for your undergrad. So those are things that I really want you guys to consider. And another thing is, what is your reason for going? Okay, you're going to university, but what's your reason for going? Are you going to be with your friends? Are you going to get away from home? Are you going away to party? Are you going away to be free? What are your reasons for going? And if it's not to better yourself, if it's not to get your degree, if you're not solely focused on bettering your education, sweetheart, you don't need to go. Because having all those reasons during the midst of this pandemic and you can't party, you can't go out, those temporary reasons won't be able to fulfill you and sustain you to keep pushing when you got a D on your test and you got to retake it, or you got to retake a course. You won't be able to stay driven and fueled. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so I brought all that up to say, like, what is your reasoning for going off to school? You know, if you don't have a solid reason, you're not going to be able to endure when a storm comes. You're not going to be motivated. You're not going to be encouraged. You're just going to fly away with the wind. And I just want to let you all know that school is not the only option for y'all. We got trades. Like, say you really don't feel school, you really don't want just like a regular paying job, you can go pick up a trade and learn how to be like an electrician, or like learn about like air and heat. That's something people are always going to need for the rest of their lives, and there's good money in that. So you can go to trade school and pick up a trade, or be a mechanic. You see what I'm saying? Or maybe you like doing hair. You like doing hair, you like doing nails, you like to give people waxes, you want to be a tattoo artist. You can go and get your license and be able to do that. You see what I'm saying? There's plenty of options out there. And, you know, being in the military or just getting a job or going out to school are not the only options for you all. So, my last closing thing to give to you all is, what is it that you enjoy? What is it that you can do in your free time and no one has to pay you for it? Do you enjoy writing books? Do you enjoy performing spoken word? Do you enjoy running? You know, singing, dancing, whatever the case may be. What is it that you enjoy that no one has to pay you a dime for doing? That is the thing that you should be trying to, you know, whether it's go to school for or get a trade, whatever the case may be, those are the things that you should be trying to look into. For example, say in high school you love running track. You was the fastest person on your track team, and as a little kid you probably said to yourself, one day I'm gonna make it to the Olympics. Okay, so that's your thing. Because say, you know, the first year you try out for the Olympics and you don't make it, because you loved it so much, you're not going to give up because you got no for an answer, you weren't fast enough. What you're going to do, you're going to train even harder those next 4 years. You're going to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and run 3, 4, 5, 6 miles in the rain and the snow, heat, whatever. You're going to run, you're going to get in shape, you're going to eat right, and the next time you'll be able to make it. You see what I'm saying? So what is it that you enjoy? Or maybe you really enjoyed math in high school. You know, maybe you were a tutor and you really love sharing your knowledge for math. So for you, that may be going out to school, getting a degree, and being a math teacher. You know, whatever education level, whether it's elementary, middle, high school, college, tutor, professional tutor, whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? So pick things that you are passionate about, because I didn't do that. I went to school not only to get away from family, but because I was pressured to go to school. I was pressured to go away from home by, you know, influences in my family, outside influences, and allowing that to dictate what it is that I'm passionate about. And you don't want to be like me. You know, I'm finally over it now, but at one point I regretted going back to school. I was regretful about the decision that I made. I chose chemistry over dance, over writing, you know. And when I was in school, I always thought about dance. I couldn't put forth full effort. I couldn't endure the storm. So when I got C's and D's on tests, okay, I really don't feel like studying for it. I don't want to put the work in. I don't want to grind. But, you know, I realized that dance and other things is something that nobody has to force me to do. You understand what I'm saying? So what is it that you enjoy that nobody has to pay you for? Not what your mom said, not what your dad said, not what your grandma said. What is it that you enjoy that nobody would have to pay you to do? Perfect that. Take whatever route you need to take, and the money will come. Life isn't about money. It's so much more than that, because it's people that I know personally that went to school to be a nurse, and they didn't like it, and their passion was singing, and they regretted that. But the moment they got to sing to someone, you know, in the hospital, words of encouragement or whatever the case may be, they felt fulfilled. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay in tune for a new video next week. I love y'all. Be blessed, be prosperous, and have a wonderful day.